Hi, and welcome to Staying Healthy. I'm Andrea Walker, your host, and today I'm here with Therese Swebilius, who is a physical therapist for our home health agency, Waldo County Home Health Care Services. And today we're going to be talking about winter safety. And many of us think February is, as a dear friend of mine says, we break the back of winter in February, but there's still a lot of winter left. So I think this is a really important a topic for us to talk about.
Yep.
First of all, did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Yes.
Good, I was a little worried about that. So welcome, Terry.
Thanks.
Will you just kind of talk to us about the biggest dangers, I guess, associated with winter, particularly in Maine?
Yeah. Well, of course, a day like today, when we have had a lot of snow and then it rains on top of it, it's really icy out there right now. So not just the elderly, but everybody really needs to be cautious.
So falling.
Yes.
Yep.
Falling.
All right. And so what are some key ways that people can prevent falls, particularly if it's difficult for them to move around a lot?
Well, there are a lot of things. If we're talking about the elderly, first of all, question, do they really need to be getting out? Or should they have a neighbor or a family member helping them? If they absolutely have to get out, then they should take precautions. First of all, have their car inspected, make sure that it's running smoothly. Have safety supplies in the car, warm blanket, water, flares, things like that in case they get stuck in the snow.
All right.
As far as other precautions, they can wear, if they have to get out, if they use a cane or something like that, they need to make sure that the tip is not smooth, that it's a newer tip. They can put an ice pick type thing on the attachment on the cane.
Oh, okay.
Shoes, whatever kind of shoes they're wearing, they should make sure that they are not smooth. If they are, they may need to get a new pair. And typically, older people don't want to wear heavy boots because if they have any kind of circulation problems or anything like that, it's harder for them to feel the ground that they're walking on. So they want lightweight, but with good traction shoes.
What about those, there's a gentleman at Rotary who puts those, they're attached to the bottom of his shoes and they have like spiky things.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea?
That's a great idea. I use those actually.
Oh.
I thought about putting them on today, but I didn't. But yeah.
And are they reasonably priced or are they a little?
I think they are probably $10, $15, something like that.
Wonderful. What about, okay, so they go outside and then they come back into the house, and should they be careful to make sure they have, house slippers or something like that, or is that something you recommend?
Well, that's something, definitely. Not house slippers, no. We don't recommend people wearing slippers in the house.
All right.
They still need to have a sturdy shoe on. It just, throw rugs, things like that are really easy to trip up on if you're wearing slippers.
Okay.
So there's lots of home safety tips that we would have.
All right. What are your top 5 home safety tips?
Okay. Well, number 1 would probably be wearing good supportive shoes in the house.
All right.
Making sure that throw rugs and rips and carpets or anything like that are tacked down or removed or repaired. If you use a cane, or if it's been recommended to use a walker, then use it. Don't try to get around without it.
Yeah.
What else? If you feel like your balance or your strength is not good, think about asking your doctor if you might need a consult with a PT or an OT.
All right. And so you would go into the house and spend some time with the person, watching them move around, and would you make recommendations about, where they place their furniture and that sort of stuff, or is it more just a physical assessment of them?
Well, first of all, for home health to get involved, you'd have to be homebound. But yes, we do. We would go in, we do a home safety eval, make recommendations as far as furniture placement, put together a home strengthening balance exercise program for them.
How does someone get designated as homebound?
Well, if they're having difficulty getting out, you know, if they can go to doctor's appointments, of course, and they can go to church or religious service somewhere, but otherwise they'd have to have difficulty.
All right, okay. So they need to have difficulty getting out, but they don't actually, if they can get out at least somewhat and still be considered homebound. All right, that's very good information to have. Any other cold preparation suggestions that you have in our last couple of minutes?
Well, you want to make sure that if you don't have any family, that you at least let a neighbor know, you know, that you live alone in case there's some kind of a power outage. Have a lot of warm blankets, a flashlight, candles, canned food on hand. It's a good idea to have a cell phone and keep it charged. There's also, you know, the lifeline, the little button you push. If something happens, it's a really good safety thing to have on hand.
Wonderful. So in our last few minutes, is there any other just basic tips that you would like to share for people to, you know, to get out and still, you know,
just use caution. Wear the trekkers or the yak track things on your shoes. If you have to get out, you know, kind of take small steps with your feet pointed outward. You know, that helps to keep your balance a little bit better. Go to the gym, walk, you know, stay healthy. Just because you have to be inside, you know, you can even walk around the house.
So get some exercise, and that probably would help the balance as well, probably more than almost anything else. Is that right?
Yes.
Wonderful. And we did, in an earlier show, put some balance exercises that people can do at home. So probably if you have access to the internet, look up some of those balance exercises.
That'd be a great idea.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Terry, and I appreciate seeing you.
Sure.
Have a great day.